Today I want to share a really fun free plant haul. So we found out through Master Gardeners that there was a house being demoed. So the whole thing's going to be torn to the ground and they're building a big new house. And so all of the established landscaping was up for grabs and needed to find a new home. So we went this morning to see what we could find. And I took one bucket, naively not realizing how much stuff I would find. So my friend and I had an opportunity to come get some free plants. The house behind me is being demoed. I actually was just along for the ride because I know that I already have a million plants to move from my side yard and rehome them in other places in my yard. But I thought it'd be fun to see what they had and come along with her. I brought one bucket and, long story short, we've gone a little bit crazy. She said we both thought we had more self-restraint than this, and yes, it's true. There are some really beautiful things here. This is a climbing hydrangea, which if I didn't have one, I might be tempted to take. Here's a really big macrophylla hydrangea. This is the kind of stuff that I'm not taking because I don't have room for it right now. All the boxwoods, lots of boxwoods and yews up for grabs. I've been mostly taking like hostas and stuff, which you can't really see right now, but like if there's a little thing sticking up, then I'm kind of brushing that back and seeing what it might be. So a lot of the things I'm bringing back are kind of mystery surprises to be discovered later. There's so many bricks, but I just don't want to load my friend's car too full of bricks. My friend Sue that went with me ended up getting, I think, 3 big boxwoods, 2 climbing roses, and a bunch of other perennials and stuff. So I just want to show you what I brought home. The first thing is I got a really big window box. It's heavy duty white plastic. It's probably 5 or 6 feet long. So excited about that. And then I got a bunch of bricks. So, there was a ton of bricks. I could have got way more than I got, but I didn't want to go too crazy. We just had my friend's van and we literally filled it to the brim. Like we were supposed to go grocery shopping after at Trader Joe's, and I had to have the groceries on my lap. Like that's how full the car was with all of the plants. So I got maybe 35 bricks, and I have a little project that I'm thinking of doing, maybe just lining my front sidewalk. It's not most of it is planting beds, but just lining the area that's grass to sidewalk. We'll see. But they're I liked them. They're not so perfect and uniform. They're a little bit interesting, a little bit old looking, and variation in color. So I kind of liked the look of them. And there are a lot more there. If I want to go back, I could go get more. But I thought let's start with these for now and see where this leads. So let's talk about plants. I found some hostas. And I think one of the things that's so fun about this is the mystery. Like, what kind of hosta is this going to be? I don't know, but that's going to be the fun part. So this is a hosta. I know these might not be that much fun for you guys to look at. My friend's theory was that this is coreopsis. So there's some new kind of red growth. I wasn't sure, but I think that her theory could be right. So maybe coreopsis, definitely a hosta here. I want to get all this in the ground ASAP. This guy is a big macrophylla hydrangea, and I actually think there are 2 kind of intertwined together. So that's, macrophylla hydrangea, not knowing the kind, that's kind of risky. You never know if it will bloom, but it did have some blooms on it, so I took that as a good sign. But I'm pretty confident that it's macrophylla and not arborescens. So getting some irises it's like I just couldn't resist, because it's like you have no idea what color they are, and it's just kind of fun to put them in the ground and have a fun surprise. So I did just grab 2 irises. They were from different parts of the yard, so maybe 2 different colors. I believe this is a hosta. Has some buds, leaf buds that look like they would be a hosta. This is some kind of fern. You can see the leaf there, and this definitely looks like a fern. So that's kind of a fun, it's all just a fun surprise. Okay, this one, I'm wondering, I feel like it's some sort of sedum, but it looks like a ground cover sedum, but it had some dried stalks that were maybe like 12 inches tall. So that's kind of an interesting thing to see what that ends up being with the sedum. I have several of the hostas. I think they're probably all the same kind of hosta. Don't know where I'm going to put all these. This really was a big mystery. My friend's theory was that it's obedient plant, but I feel like I'm just not sure that it could be obedient, because it was in a clump and it hadn't spread at all. It didn't look like it had spread at all. It's just one clump. So I decided to give it a try. It's definitely some sort of perennial. You can see the stalk is about 2.5 feet tall. So my theory is phlox. Her theory is obedient plant. And we'll have fun later kind of seeing what everything was and talking about it. I have a lot of that little sedum. I think it's all kind of crumbled. A lot of these little pieces like that. Not sure if you guys can see that or not. And then in the bottom of this, my container here, I have a ton of creeping jenny, which I love creeping jenny. So I'm excited to have a bunch of that. It's not a problem for me. I actually have to replant it, and it doesn't always fill in as much as I would like it to. So I haven't found creeping jenny to be a problem at all. I know some people, it might be a problem for them. So I have a whole bunch of creeping jenny in the bottom of my container here. So that is my plant haul. Last year I had my snapdragons here, so that's how I knew that this space should be empty, because I had some annual snapdragons here last year. I'm just going to stick this sedum. I think it's sedum. Anybody have any other theories? I'm going to stick it on the front of this border right here. I took out the wild ageratum from, it was taking over this whole area. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with this area in the future, but I figure I'll put these here right now. I'm trying to get this done quickly because I didn't plan on spending my entire day planting things today. So I'm hoping to just get all these in the ground pretty quick. I can spend some time with family today. This is the area right by my front sidewalk with the big boulder here. This is where I put that macrophylla hydrangea. I already have some Annabelle hydrangeas going down the bottom of this little slope. It gets afternoon sun, so morning sun would be a little bit better, but I can't plant anything in the east side right now. So we're going to put this here for now, see how it does. Okay, I feel like that was just a sprint because it was not my plan to plant things today, and my boys are coming home from college today, but I got, this is the mystery plant, possibly obedient, possibly phlox, possibly just a weed, but I think it's some sort of perennial. Then over here, I planted the mystery, some sort of sedum. Maybe euphorbia, but I doubt it because that probably wouldn't last the winter. So then I'm just going to show you very quickly where I planted everything. There were a lot of little hostas, probably 5. So I put one here. I put one, this is where I have my mouse ears hosta, and I put another little hosta. It looked really little, so I'm assuming it's going to be a little one. I put all of the creeping Jenny over here. I have some Anjuga that I planted in here last year, some sedum. So I'm just going to kind of let all the ground covers fight it out and mix together. The Macrophylla hydrangea split into 2. I put part of it there and the other part down here. The lighting's not great, but down here. And then I have some Annabelle hydrangeas. The further this way you come, it doesn't appear that way right now, but in the summer, the further this way you come, the more sun there is. So put that there. The Coreopsis ended up right here. I did take out one Black-Eyed Susan. I still have 2 that I put in last year. So this is all, I put a bunch of creeping Jenny in here. You can kind of see, like I said, I was really in a hurry. So I'm not going to remember any of this. That's one reason to take a video. Another hosta there. The hostas appear to be kind of small, not huge. Then, let's see, over here, I usually put a little annual in this corner. So I knew it was blank. Put a little hosta there. The fern, I had one fern. I put that right here. So this area I have Vinca minor, then variegated Vinca, and that's pretty much all I have in this area other than the daffodils. So I was actually thinking of kind of taking some of that Vinca out to put some of my turtle head, which I need to move, that's over by the waterfall. But yeah, I have the fern now and I have the Japanese maple, so I don't know where I'll put the turtle head. Maybe up here further. What else did I plant? Is that everything? So that was a total whirlwind, but a super fun day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. I look forward to showing you what these plants end up being and what they look like this summer.